Welcome back. In previous video lecture, we see that programming and history of C programming. In this lecture too, we are going to discuss algorithm and flowchart. That is, today's video lecture agenda is Introduction to Algorithm and Introduction to Flowchart. A process of arriving at an efficient solution to the given problem is known as problem solving. To solve a problem by using a computer, we need to follow some well-defined steps. First, we need understand and analyze the problem carefully. Then we need to design various solutions by using an appropriate problem solving tools. There are various problem solving tools we have which help us to design. In this tutorial, we are going to discuss algorithm, that is introduction to algorithms. First of all, we know that what is an algorithm. Algorithm is a process or set of rules to be followed in calculation or other problem solving operation, especially by a computer. Or algorithm is a step-by-step procedure to solve a specific problem, contain set of precise and well-defined instructions command. Algorithms are written in natural language. That means you can say English like statements we use. Algorithm contains a set of precise and well-defined instructions and commands. Let's understand an algorithm. Algorithm is something like guiding a traveler, that is, which shows the direction of the traveler on the road. Computer also has no self-intelligence, don't know anything as a programmer. You should give instruction to the computer in a step-by-step manner so that computer performs those operations. If you give wrong instruction, computer performs wrong operation. Remember that. Here we have an example algorithm to find sum of two numbers. Let's understand how to write an algorithm itself. To write an algorithm, we write first an algorithm keyword. Then we put a colon. After that we write the name of the algorithm, indicates or specify the problem to be solved. Here problem to be solved is finding the sum of two given numbers. That is, we have actually two unsigned integers. Then after that we need to give set of well defined instructions. Every instruction is preceded by keyword step. That is this one. Then the step number, then the colon. Step number should be unsigned integer, that means positive integer. Step number should be written in an incremental order 1, 2, 3 and so on. Step 1 should be starting step of the algorithm, and last step of termination of the algorithm. We use start and stop as a keyword respectively. Start and stop is a keyword respectively. Here we get a sum of two numbers. Then first step is that start of algorithm. Step 2, declare a variable number 1. Suppose we have to take x is equal to 100. Then step number 3 is that declare a variable number 2, that is y is equal to 90. Declare a variable sum. So we have to declare the formula for that respectively. What is your operation? I am taking z is equal to x plus y. Assign the value 100 to a variable number 1. Assign the 90 to variable number 2. Add, next step is that add value in number 1 and value in number 2 and assign the result to variable sum. And those whatever your result is coming, which can you print by using the print command, which can see after sometimes lectures. Then whatever your print, and then you have to last instruction is that stop, that is end of algorithm. Now we see that characteristics of good algorithm. Input, inputs 0 or more inputs. Next one, definite, steps are precisely defined and unambiguous. Next one, output, produces one or more correct outputs. Finite, algorithm should terminate after finite steps. Next, efficient, memory and time efficient. Now, benefits of algorithm. What is the benefits of the algorithm? First one, as algorithm contain natural language statement, algorithm are easy to write and understandable. Algorithm can be converted to a computer program in any programming language. Hence, algorithms are programming language independent. Algorithms are pre-planned. They help us to debug, check for correctness and efficiency before writing the program itself. Algorithms can be easily translated to pseudocode to flowchart then to a program. Now we see that introduction to flowchart. What is a flowchart? Flowchart is a pictorial representation of an algorithm is known as flowchart. It uses some special symbol to represent instruction set. It is used to graphically represent flow of program execution of our algorithm. Whatever algorithm we have taken, a further graphical representation. The algorithm is a step-by-step procedure. Graphical representation of our algorithm often used in the design phase of programming to work out the logical flow of program. Each command or statement is placed within proper available graphical shape or symbol. Benefits of flowcharts helps to visually communicate the logic of a system in an effective manner, helps to analyze the problem efficiently, work like blueprint while developing the program. Flowchart is a visual way to representation information to flow, and it also makes our logic more clear. Flowchart is useful for during writing of program. It makes testing and debugging will become easy. And it is best way of representing sequence of steps in algorithm that can be represented in graphical representation, visual representation. So further it is way best representing sequence of steps in algorithm. Limitations of flowchart. If program logic is complex, then flowchart becomes complex and clumsy. If alternation need to be done to flowchart, then we might need to redraw the flowchart once again. Various symbols used for representing different operations. So let us see what are symbols used in flowchart. Flowchart symbols. Following table shows symbol, meaning of that symbol and explanation of that particular symbol. First one is that start or stop symbol. The terminator symbol marks starting or ending point of the system. It usually contains the word start or end. Next one, process. A box can represent a single step. Add 2 cups of flour or an entire sub-process marked bread with a larger process. Next, input-output process represents material or information entering or leaving the system, such as customer order, that is input, or a product, that is output. Next one, decision making or branching symbol. A decision or branching point lines representing different decisions emerge from different points of the diamond. Connector, which indicates that the flow continues where a matching symbol containing the same letter has been placed. Next, flow line connector show the direction that the process flow. Manual input represent a step where a user is prompted to enter information manually. Predefined process symbol is a marker for another process step or series of process flow steps that are formally defined elsewhere if the sub-process is considered known but not actually defined in a process procedure. You can make your flowchart easier to understand and less subject to error by using only a fixed set of structures. These structures include sequential flowchart. In the sequential flowchart, above demonstrate a sequence of steps. The reader would start at the start shape and follow from one rectangle to other, finishing at the end shape. A sequence is the simplest flowchart construction. You do each step in order. That means in sequential flowchart, you start from these to these and then follow by this rectangle shape. Next structure is that conditional flowchart. This structure is also called decision, if, then, else, or conditional depending on the answer. The control follows either of two paths. That means this one is path 1 and this is the path 2, or vice versa. Conditional statements specify what behavior is desired if a particular condition is met. Next structure is looping flowchart. In this structure, it allows you to repeat a task over and over. This is alter the normal sequential flow of a statement execution. Loops allow the block of statement to be executed repeatedly without actually writing them down numerous times. Let's see an example to implement the flowchart and algorithm. Let's start with simple example to find the area of circle. For that, we have to write algorithm and flowchart. So this is the basic diagram for the area of circle. Whatever requirement of area of circle, we know that formula of area of circle, radius and value of pi. I am showing algorithm and flowchart simultaneously. First of all, I am showing algorithm. The algorithm says that we are supposed to start, then we are supposed to have radius input, then we are supposed to have calculation part in the processing, which is declaration by the formula, and whatever your calculation will executed, then it will be printed in an output, and then stop the algorithm. Simultaneously, I am showing flowchart. Flowchart is a simple flowchart which will have only few geometrical symbols, no branching. Let's see entire flowchart. First of all, start. Then you are supposed to have the read radius. Now the parallelogram has been used to display a message and even display the output also. So it's all depends on what you write in this parallelogram to decide whether it acts as an input or output instruction, and then you have to stop your flowchart by using the stop notation. Thank you for watching my video.